Namaskar, and welcome to our first day of the Adhik Mas 2026. And during these 31 days, we will be talking about many different topics. But for the first week, we will be talking about mostly pollution, sensory pollution. But firstly, 31 days of overcoming sensory pollutants, a scientific path to human recalibration. Welcome to day one of our 31 day through Adhik Mas 2026. This humanitarian and consciousness awareness initiative is being conducted through the Kailash Yatra Ashram, Sri Mahakali Vilayam Dham, and the Vilayam Institute for Consciousness and Humanitarian Science. Before we begin tonight's discussion, it is important to first understand what is Adhik Mas. Within the Vedic calendar, Adhik Mas is the sacred additional month inserted into the lunar cycle to restore alignment and balance between cosmic rhythm, seasons, and time. Spiritually, Adhik Mas has traditionally been viewed as a month of purification, reflection, discipline, silence, prayer, correction, recalibration, and conscious spiritual practice. For generations, many people have used this sacred month for fasting, devotion, self-observation, pilgrimage, charity, and inner cleansing. But within the Vilayam understanding, Adhik Mas is also a sacred opportunity for dissolution and conscious reconstruction. The word Vilayam refers to dissolution, dismantling, breakdown of accumulation, purification, and restoration of alignment. Human beings continuously accumulate pollutants through sensory exposure, emotional conditioning, behavioral repetition, toxic environment, overstimulation, unconscious consumption, and fragmented living. Over time, these pollutants begin affecting the body, the nervous system, emotions, behavior, relationships, awareness, and consciousness itself. Within the Vilayam framework, consciousness requires maintenance. Just as the body accumulates toxins, human consciousness also accumulates sensory pollutants, emotional pollutants, behavioral pollutants, environmental fragmentation, and unconscious conditioning. For this reason, these 31 days have been constructed as a journey through human pollutants. We begin with sensory pollutants. Sensory pollutants is important because our world is different today. Then move through emotional pollutants, behavioral pollutants, and finally toward consciousness, recalibration, and alignment. This journey is not about fear. It is not about judgment. And it is not about condemning humanity. This journey is about awareness, observation, responsibility, recalibration, discipline, conscious living, and restoration of alignment. Throughout these 31 days, we will be visiting mandirs, mosques, churches, temples, villages, homes, and communities. Because suffering affects all people. Overstimulation affects all people. Emotional fragmentations affects all people. And conscious healing belongs to humanity itself. This is why all faiths, all communities, and all backgrounds are welcome. Tonight we begin with Day 1 Digital Overstimulation Pollution. Humanity is currently living in one of the most overstimulated periods in history. Every day, people are exposed to or disconnected long for the nervous system. Very importantly, people are exposed to many different things. And because of this exposure, endless scrolling, constant notification, information overload, emotional triggering, artificial entertainment, rapid stimulation, and continuous digital consumption. The human nervous system was never designed for constant stimulation without recovery. Over time, excessive digital exposure may contribute toward anxiety, emotional impulsiveness, sleep disruption, nervous system exhaustion, reduced attention span, weakened observation, family disconnection, behavioral addiction, and fragmentation of awareness. Within the Vilayam understanding, what continuously enters the senses eventually shape the consciousness. Let me repeat that. What continuously enters the senses eventually shapes consciousness. This is not about rejecting technology. Technology can educate, connect, and support humanity. But when stimulation controls awareness, human balance weakens. Today, many people struggle to sit quietly, to remain mentally present, to focus deeply, and to enjoy silence, or to disconnect long enough for the nervous system and consciousness to recalibrate. Many families are physically together, but psychologically disconnected. People sit beside one another, yet everyone is absorbed inside different screens and streams of stimulation. Children are losing stillness. Adults are losing silence. Communities are losing human presence. When stimulation becomes constant, inner stillness weakens. And when inner stillness weakens, consciousness gradually fragments. So tonight we begin with not with judgment, but with observation. We ask ourselves, how much stimulation enters my mind daily? How much silence remain in my life? How often do devices interrupt human connection? How often am I unconsciously consuming stimulation? How much awareness has been replaced by reaction? Awareness is the first step toward recalibration. What can you do? How can you help yourself? Recalibration practices. Spend 15 minutes in silence tomorrow morning. No phones during your meals. Let me go back that. Spend 15 minutes in silence tomorrow morning. No phones during your meal. Reduce unnecessary scrolling. Let me go back that. Reduce unnecessary scrolling. Observe emotional changes after social media use. Let me repeat that. Observe emotional changes after social media use. Spend time in nature. From tomorrow until we complete 31 days, spend time in nature. Have one conscious conversation without a device. Have one conscious conversation without device. Any device. And sleep without digital stimulation before bed. Sleep without digital stimulation before bed. Very important, very important. Simple conscious practices create powerful transformation over time. So what are we talking about today is basically controlling ourselves when it comes to stimulation, when it comes to digital stimulation. Using all of these devices can create a lot of, and as I mentioned before, a lot of different problems which we are not conscious about. And I mentioned it before. What happens? Many families are physically together but psychologically disconnected. This is important. If we are talking about building our families, holding our families together, what we are seeing today, what we are observing today, many families are physically together but psychologically disconnected. People sit beside one another, yet everyone is observed inside different screens and streams of stimulation. Children are losing stillness. Adults are losing silence. Communities are losing human presence. When stimulation becomes constant, inner stillness weakens. And when inner stillness weakens, consciousness gradually fragments. So I'm repeating that for you to understand what is this doing to us as human beings. And I'm going to repeat now, what is it that you can do to help yourself from this overstimulation that we're talking about. Spend 15 minutes in silence from tomorrow morning. Every morning you should be 15 minutes in silence tomorrow morning. No phones during meals. No phones during meals. Reduce unnecessary scrolling. Reduce unnecessary scrolling. Observe emotional changes after social media use. Observe emotional changes after social media use. Spend time in nature. Spend time in nature because your body is made up of the 5 elements, nature. Have one conscious conversation without any device. Sleep without digital stimulation before bed. These simple practices can help you to overcome. So this journey is unity, awareness, compassion, service, humanitarian upliftment. And remember, before alignment returns, pollution must first be observed. So basically, we talk about what is Adhik Maas, a time that comes every 2.5 to 3 years. And at this time, it is to put a halt on yourself. All the things that you've done for that period of time, you have been eating, you have been sleeping, you have been working, you have been achieving. And there are things that you have not gotten a chance to do. For example, the garage, the kitchen, the cupboards, everything, every department in your life, every department. You have a chance in these 31 days to do all the things. Put a halt. Stop doing all that you're doing for some time. And all the things that you're not getting to do it in these 31 days. Clean up. But that's your environment. You have to also clean up inside. So the first and foremost, I want you have that garage, you have that kitchen, you have cupboards, you have whatever you have that you didn't get a chance to do. Complete all unfinished business during this 31 days. And reflect on yourself. If I hadn't the chance to do certain things, now is the time. Now, when we talk about Adhik Maas, we're talking about, and we say to make changes, we're talking about your food that you eat. We're talking about the drinks that you drink. We're talking about places that you visit. We're talking about all the things that you do. Put a halt on it. Reflect. See, do I need to change any habits? Do I need to change any behavioral patterns? Do I need to change anything in my life so that I can get to that point where I want to be? So during this time, this Adhik Maas, you have a chance to rectify so many things in your life. Rectify it. Rectification is very important. Changes is very important. Recognition of all of those things are important. So once you can recognize what's happening and you accept what's happening, then you will make changes. And changes are important. So during this Adhik Maas, each night I will be giving you different, as we said, we are talking about pollution in the mind, body, and spirit. Just as how the drains are clogged, just as how the earth is being polluted, the air is being polluted, we in our body, mind, and spirit can become polluted also. So during this time, we'll be talking about all these things that pollutes us and how we can be able to rectify it and make changes so that we can become more aware and more conscious and make our lives a better one. So for tonight, I bring this to an end, to a closure, and see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. If you have any question or if you have any comments, you can inbox me. If you want me to talk about any specific topic, you can inbox me and I will try my best to expand upon your topic. So for now, for tonight, we close by saying to you that it's important to rectify. It's important to make changes. It's important, very, very much important to do all of this. So for now, have a blessed evening, and please make sure that you are able to understand and make it part of your life and make your life a better one. So see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, as we continue Adhik Maas throughout our 31 days. Namaskar.